specific purpose and a specific outcome. I'm Josh, MBA, securities license, client supports $50 million and above. Remember, your purpose drives your outcomes. For us, it's $150,000 betting on NFL and college football. And then James is 39 out of 41 weeks in profit. The highest level of probability. And I'll go through the list of all the business and financial concepts that we use to get to the truth. Like Elon Musk says, you get to the truth, then you predict outcomes consistently in a way you can repeat and scale, and then you monetize those outcomes. So the highest level of probability is 80%. So 39 out of 41 weeks, James, has given us profit. It's more than 80%. And what does that mean? It means that James understands not only the math involved, not only does James understand who the better fighter might be that night, he also understands corruption. He understands manipulation in order to get that high of a number. So thanks, James. Thanks for having such a high record. And thanks for making us money every week. So every time I look at my bankroll, right, it's higher than it was before. So you're giving me life. You're bringing down my blood pressure. Thank you, James. But we skinned it by. We was going by. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, the Big West. Right now, I'm at 64% betting the Big West. So last Saturday, I gave out Big West basketball games. So we're focused on that, making money with that, because that's all it's about. Money talks, bullshit walks. What's the first fight we are going to look at, James? Right. Minus 160, Del Valle. And this, it's always important where the fights are at. And why? Because everything comes out of our mouths is money related. All right. So we are in Houston, Texas right now. And the big thing about Houston, Texas was or is that if you ever wanted to take out the United States, right, you blow up LA, New York, then you have to get Chicago, then you have to get Houston. Because Houston is the energy center of this country. Big Hispanic population, Mexican Hispanic population in Houston, Texas. That we'll get into why that's important later. What's the next fight we're going to look at, James? Plus 180, Mr. Phil Rowe. And James makes us a lot of money with those plus money bets. Look at our shorts on YouTube. We'll give you a ton of plus money bets. But James also tells you the why. He gives you the underlying evidence. What's the next one we're going to look at, James? All right. Soriano minus 110. What's the next fight we're going to look at, James? Plus 300. So you're looking at one of the aspects, one of the business aspects we use to determine the outcome of these fights consistently and monetizing. So what James mentioned there, sir, scarcity, right? So that means scarcity means that if he doesn't do well, he's out. He's out a lot of money. His girlfriend or wife will divorce him or leave, right? His trainer probably leave. So he has a lot on this fight. So what are the other uh, business and financial concepts we use? Let me go through a few of them real quick. Strategy, decision science, transparency, information flow, market inefficiencies, reversion to the mean, arbitrage, common sense, collaboration, law opposites, fundamental analysis, investigative techniques, journalistic investigation. We drink, right? We drink on it sometimes. Sometimes we sleep on it. All right. So what's the next fight we're gonna look at, James? Plus 114 on my sports book is plus 110, Mr. Osborne. What's the next fight we're gonna look at, James? And remember, when I look away, when I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm placing bets. What's the next fight we're gonna look at, James? Plus 130 money line. What's the next fight we're gonna look at, James? minus 166. I got them in right now. I'm getting them right now. I'm clicking plus $100 plus 150. That sounds right, Zach Reese. Plus 150. All right, let's go. What's the next one we're gonna look at, James? All right, so when you make a mistake like that, I got a one. Let's see what we got here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is 200, 220. Bam, there we go. What's the next fight we're looking at, James? Right. All right. Okay. All right. I'm back. Just making sure I get my bets right here. So Ante Dilia, $100 minus 135. Is that right? All right. The next one is going to be Dan IGE against McQuell Costa, right? All right, man. What do you think? There you go. So when it's a degenerate bet, instead of putting $100 like I do, put like 5, and we'll be good. We will be good. And I kind of like that plus 195. Because if you put, let's say, $100 on the plus 95, he just wins the fight. $5 on the knockout, you're doing good. All right. What's the next? Now we're going to get to the co-main event and the main event, James. Right? And one question I do have for you. And then I'll have a question for the main event. What have been the differences you've seen? Because you talked about the new, Paramount, I guess their media people are making adjustments and added $100,000 Paramount finish. What are the differences you see between what's going on with ESPN and what's going on now with Paramount Plus? Right. 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 That's something I'm going to write in about them to change because time is money. And I know they have to sell that, but they're trying to buy Warner Brothers. They got the money not to torture us with excessive like NASCAR ads. All right, so here's the co-main event, the co-main event and the main event. We just give the outcomes to paid subscribers on Substack. It's only $12.99 a month, and of course, it pays for itself because James is 39 out of 41 weeks of profit. So you get paid by being a subscriber. So set the stage for the first co-main event, James. But we'll have it for the Substack subscribers right when James goes ahead and texts me that. I'll get it out to them. And also, our Instagram and more of our X feeds, and increasingly now YouTube feeds, are market centers. What does that mean? You read and you make money. So James will text me live bets. And what do? I got to eat first. I place a bet based on what James says. And unless somebody interrupts me or something happens, I will post it on. I'm going to start doing Instagram as well. I'll post it on Instagram and we'll post it on X. All right. So now for the main event. I got a 2-part question for you on the main event. I'm like, what did Sean Strickland say that Hernandez says he wants to kill him, right? So Strickland went on a very offensive rant at the UFC Paramount Plus Day. Remember, uh, this is not a political show. We don't make judgments either way. But the Elton family are known to be hardcore MAGA. So Sean Strickland insulted the NFL halftime performer Bad Bunny, who is a womanizer, but he called him a homophobic slur. The dismissive comments about women and female athletes. He also has been criticized for sexist comments about women in the MMA, including downplaying the value or audience for women's rights. Our guy, Dana White, who's my age, has defended his right to speech, even if he doesn't agree with anything of what John Strickland says. Even though you probably read the script for it. But I digress. When this happens, right? Hernandez has verbalized that he's upset about it. Don't you think, James, this can go two ways depending on the individual? I know for me, I do better when I'm not emotional. Even though I like being emotional and getting mad and going on rants, and when I was younger, I was a little more violent than most people. But I can't do that anymore. So I would fight better, me, if I had less emotion and I focused on my technique and what I had to do. And then getting mad and upset sucks energy from you, right? However, there's people that are the opposite of me and need that emotion, need that hate, need that rage in order to perform well, especially in a violent sport like MMA. But the thing about MMA, it takes so much cardio, so much stamina out of you. What are your thoughts on that, James? Right. Right. 100%. 100%. All right. So what's your breakdown, technically, of the Strickland against Hernandez? Against Hernandez, he said he was offended by slurs against Hispanics, and they are in Houston, Texas. So what's your breakdown, James? I'm really excited to see it because it's interesting that even though Hernandez is, really upset, supposedly, you never know. You never know if they're really upset or they're just doing it to hype the fight. But with that being said, like you're saying, he has to deliver a style that wears you down. That means you have to be patient. You can't let emotion rule you in that situation. So it could have been a thing where Sean Strickland was getting in his head because of that style. So very interesting to watch. What are your final words, James? Right, right, right. 100%, 100%. So if your purpose that we talked about in the beginning is to be independently wealthy, to save money, equal weighted is another angle we have. You take each one of James's bets individually, my Big 12 basketball bets individually, and we'll get into the NCAA tournament and March Madness individually, and your money will be saved. Thank you for listening to the ESPC Podcast Network. Sure, the lines are